25-year-old Li Ch1n, better known online as Chris Li, is, or perhaps was, a Chinese journalist and content creator with almost 70,000 YouTube subscribers. Prior to making his videos, he worked for CCTV, China's biggest state-run news channel. Now, if you know anything about China, it's that freedom of expression isn't high on their to-do list, and those who either criticize the government or otherwise make it look bad are often silenced. When Chris became disillusioned by the amount of censorship going on at CCTV, he of course decided to quit, and instead began filming his own informative videos, this time documenting the truth and giving his own honest opinions. If you head over to Chris's channel, you'll see that he only has 7 videos. The first 4 deal with, let's call it the current global situation, the Big C. They were all uploaded between the 12th and 25th of February 2020, so just when the severity of the situation was dawning on us all. He filmed these videos at the epicenter of this whole thing, Ground Zero, Wuhan. You all know where. Chris had heard through the grapevine that a prominent lawyer named Chen had started vlogging about conditions in the city. While reporting there, Chen had mysteriously disappeared, and to this day hasn't been seen or heard from again. Believing there was some type of cover-up going on, and that Chen had been permanently silenced by the state, Chris travelled into the red zone to uncover the truth. With the help of some locals, he was able to find an apartment in the city and got himself a vehicle. From there, he began vlogging.
我会尽我的所能，通过我的视角，带给你们我在这里的所见所闻。我是李泽华 Chris， 我们下个视频见。
Chris took his camera to the streets, conducting interviews, visiting hospitals, and exposing the failures of his government to the entire world, and showing how they were intentionally concealing what was going on there. But he was saying too much, showing too much, and it wasn't long before the strong hand of the government came knocking. You don't have to be able to read Mandarin to get the meaning behind Chris's first and only YouTube short. This live video, entitled SOS, is only 30 seconds long and shows a clearly terrified Chris as he travels down a motorway. He states that moments prior, a white SUV was driving directly at him down the wrong side of the road. Apparently, it suddenly swerved in front of his vehicle in an attempt to block his path, and the men inside told him to surrender. He instead hit the accelerator, and the SUV was now following him. Friends, I'm on the road right now, being pursued and chased by state authorities who are in an unmarked van. The only thing I can do right now is make this video. I'm in Wuhan. I'm driving very fast, and they're chasing me. Pray for me. Soon after uploading this, Chris made it back to his apartment and immediately began live streaming. The stream lasted for nearly 4 hours. The majority of that time, the screen remained black as Chris sat in the dark, lights off, not making a sound, hoping the men chasing him would think he wasn't home. At various points, you can hear them outside, knocking on his door. After hiding in the dark for over 3 hours, a distressed Chris turns on the lights and addresses his viewers. I predicted this would most likely happen, but I never knew they'd find me so quick. I'm not going to try and escape, because there's no use now. I just think it's funny. Before coming to Wuhan, after I resigned from CCTV, I had a long talk with my producer. It feels so unreal. Before, when I turned on the camera to talk, it was for others. Today, I can finally speak my own thoughts. But these own thoughts will probably become my final speech. At the very end of the stream, as Chris's internet connection gets weaker and more patchy, he begins talking to the men outside his apartment, explaining why it's important for a journalist to report the truth and appealing to their decency. He then opens the door. 2 men enter the apartment, and the video ends abruptly. For 2 months after that, Chris was missing. He didn't make any more videos, and his viewers feared the worst. Then, on April 22nd, 2020, after 2 months of silence, Chris suddenly uploaded a 6-minute video titled, I'm Chris. Here is something about me since February 26th. February 26th was the day he disappeared. This video seemed completely out of character.
这1个多月的时间
The style of the video was totally different from all of his other uploads, as was his neutral tone. And despite being critical of the CCP in the past, now he was singing their praises and denouncing himself. He said that he was fine, and that he had been treated very well. The whole thing seemed oddly scripted, like Chris was being forced by the state to make this video against his will. He just stands in the center of the screen, in some blank, featureless room, robotically delivering his message. Chris even ended the video with a strange quote from the Book of Documents.
愿天佑华夏，愿世界人民团结。这些日子，无数纷乱的思绪满溢于我的脑海，有的转瞬即逝，有的只可缄默，唯独这一句不堪之论，铸印于心，不可磨灭。人心为微，道心为微，为精为一，允直绝中。
The setting, the delivery, everything about this video makes you wonder who's standing just off screen. Since that final video, Chris hasn't uploaded any new content and hasn't made any posts on his social media accounts either. He's simply vanished from the internet. With China's dodgy human rights track record, many have become concerned for Chris's safety and well-being, myself included. Many suspect he's been placed in a re-education camp. Others fear something even worse might have happened to him. But what Chris did was incredibly important. He exposed the truth about the global situation at a time when true reports out of China were hard to come by. He was brave enough to speak out, and I fear he may have paid dearly for that.